Hello everyone, how are we all doing? So today is another day to talk about gender-based violence. As we all know, we are still on the 16 days of activism against gender-based violence. So I want to talk about gender-based violence and how you can report gender-based violence in Nigeria. We just have to stop and end the culture of silence when it comes to gender based violence. A lot of incidences, cases of gender based violence are not being reported. Yes, people tend to keep quiet. Family members, communities, friends, they tend to shut the voices of those affected, voices of those that have experienced gender based violence. We just need to end that. It's not ideal. If we are fighting to end gender based violence, it means we have to help those that have experienced gender based violence to voice out, to report these incidences. That is how we can together end gender based violence in our society. I've been to a couple of trainings that has to do with gender based violence. In one of those trainings, it was said that by 2027 or 2030, I don't know which, I've forgotten, that 2027 or 2030, we want to have a world free of gender based violence by the year 2027. I think it's 2027 or 2030, one of those years. It got me thinking because we are in 2024 and 2027 or 2030, it's approaching, it's not really far. If in 2024 we are still not reporting incidences of gender based violence, how are we going to achieve our zero free world, free from gender based violence, and creating an environment where women and girls can strive? So please, let's report gender based violence. When you see something, say something. It mustn't be your relative, it could be anybody that is involved. Please report. How can you report gender based violence? Yes, there are channels to report gender based violence in Nigeria, and some of them are the International Federation of Female Lawyers, FIDA. Yes, they have zero tolerance when it has to do with gender-based violence. Like if case goes to them, you can't even retrieve it. So I heard. Yes, you can report to the International Federation of Female Lawyers. And another office you can report incidences of gender-based violence is the Nigerian Police Force. Yes, you can report to the Nigerian Police Force. You can report to the State and Federal Ministry of Women Affairs. You can report instances of gender-based violence to them. You can also report incidents of gender-based violence to the National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Person, NAPTIC. Yes, you can go to their office in your states of residence and report cases of gender-based violence. Even if the cases happened, long ago, you can report it. Now, the essence of reporting these incidents, even if they have happened, long ago, is to get a written document, a working document, a legal document. You get to show the cases, to show the numbers of gender-based violence in your country. Without reporting, the country cannot come up with numbers. And when it comes to interventions, when it comes to policy making, they consider statistics, they consider numbers. So another office you can report gender-based violence is the Ministry of Justice. I think you can go there. Yes, Ministry of Justice. You can also report cases of gender-based violence to Ministry of Justice. And you can also report gender-based violence to civil society organizations and community-based organizations in your community and in your state. Yes, you can report gender-based violence incidences to them. You can also report cases of gender-based violence to the National Human Rights Commission. They are not like they cannot tolerate that. Yes, you can also report cases of gender-based violence to them as well. By reporting gender-based violence, you encourage and you support justice. You get the support you need, you get the justice you need. And reporting gender-based violence, it also helps for the survivors of gender-based violence to get the support they need, because there are many, supports they can get. They call it referral pathways. Yes, there are many referral pathways for survivors of gender-based violence, which are, the medical service, the legal service, shelter for those whose, the perpetrator probably lives in their community or in their family, and their homes are no longer safe for them to stay. Yes, they can get help, they can get shelter through this, these bodies, especially the NAPTIC. They can get shelter for you. By reporting cases of gender-based violence, you can also access psychosocial and emotional support service. Yes, you can access that as well. So please, let's encourage the reportage of gender-based violence incidences, even if it happened 2 years ago. Yes, because we need the statistics. The country needs the statistics. And you know what? I love what Lagos State government are doing. They have zero tolerance. And when I log into my LinkedIn account and I see their post about, sentenced persons, convicted persons that committed, the crime of gender-based violence. Like I say, if other states, I tell myself, if other states can be as open as this and accept that there are cases of gender-based violence in their states, they should open up. They should create awareness. Lagos State government now, they create awareness. They go to street, door to doors, markets, different environments to create awareness. Schools as well, workplaces, they create awareness about gender-based violence, and it's a welcome development. It's a good step. You get it? We shouldn't close our mouth. We shouldn't close the mouth of the affected of gender-based violence. Please, let's report gender-based violence in whichever state we are based. That will be all for today. 16 days activism against gender-based violence. Bye. I still remain Gloria. Bye bye.